Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Shalom. YAHANNA. Put a 144 in the chat if you can hear us online. Put a 144 in the chat if you could hear us online. This is Monday night's biblical history class. We'll be with you all shortly. All right, put a 144 in the chat for all the viewers at home. Like, subscribe, comment. Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Elatah Bashem Yahweh to the sisters. I'm Preaching Officer 50 Darash Shamath. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA.
Right.
And our job is to teach the blacks, the Hispanics, and the so-called Native Indians who they are according to the Bible. And what I'm going to be doing is open it up for Officer 5000, the head of the school, Zion Ya'Allah. He should be in shortly, so I'm just holding it down until he gets in.
Right.
So what I'm going to be talking about, we're opening up with today is the fact that our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we as a people, we have enemies. And I don't think it's clear to some of our people in this day and time, 2026, some of our people still today think that the other nations of people are their friends.
Right.
Not understanding that they're an enemy. And we're going to find out a little bit today on how are they enemies. The fact that God talks about there being enemies in the Bible. See, the Christian church, they don't talk about these types of things.
Right.
They talk about everybody just living in this happy la-la land that everybody should just get along. Everybody should just forget about things that ever happened and just live in this fairy tale la-la land. But we're going to see what the Bible says. We're going to start in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20 and verse 3.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 3. And shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies.
Right, we can pause right there. So this is the book of Deuteronomy. These are the books of Moses, right? And it's already talking about that you and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel. So who is Israel? Israel consists of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
This is also something you're not taught in the Christian church. You're not even taught your identity. If you don't understand who you are in the Bible, how can you first take claim of what's yours? How can you know where you stand in the actual Bible if you don't know who you are according to the Bible? So when it says, "Hear, O Israel," this is talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And it says, "As ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies." Salakia had a phone call. So the Bible's already talking about battling against your enemies. So who would you be battling and be an enemy? Who would you be actually battling for to be considered an enemy? So let's ask ourselves this question: what is an enemy? Officer Bunker, yeah, we can get a definition of an enemy. Oh, Salaka, I forgot we did have Alexa. Alexa, what is the definition of an enemy?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What would you like me to define?
Define an enemy.
From wikidic.com. As verbs, the difference between define and defines is that define is to determine with precision, to mark out with distinctness.
Alexa, stop. Yeah. We're going to get it out to Merriam-Webster since Alexa. You got it? Enemy? Yeah. What's the definition of an enemy?
Enemy. You want Merriam-Webster?
Kawakan.
Enemy, according to Merriam-Webster, is a noun. One that is antagonistic to another, especially one seeking to injure, overthrow, or confound an opponent.
Right. So this is what an enemy is considered. One seeking to injure, to overthrow, to confound you, or an opponent.
Get closer to you.
Kawakan. Gotcha. Better? There we go. Right. So now when we read this verse, you're going to go battle against or unto your enemies. These are people who are trying to overthrow you. These are people who are seeking to injure you. These are people seeking you as an opponent, someone to go up against. So let's go back to that verse and read on.
So, like, if I may,
Come on.
in that definition, it says, it also mentions to someone that's trying to confound you. And a person that's trying to confound you, they're trying to confuse you.
Right.
You know, and we get confused because we get miseducated here. We don't know whether we're supposed to pledge allegiance to America or to literally be allegiant to the God of the Bible. But we're given Christianity. And the Christian church teaches what? God loves everyone.
Right.
The Christian church teaches, they promote this whole idea of Negroes being African. And so that is us being confounded. The Bible talks about how our oppressor is the most wild beast of the field, you know, and through his subtlety, that's how he uses his subtlety to confound us, to confuse us. We're looking at each other like we're enemies instead of recognizing our brother for being our brother. Salaki, Officer Daraj.
No, you're right. Yeah, the water for that. So when we read in the book of Deuteronomy, right, where it says, "Ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies," we were battling our enemies back in the day.
Right.
We were battling our enemies even with our so-called forefathers that were in battle.
Right.
So if they had battles back then, they would have battles now. So with the Christian church out here teaching that God loves everybody, that should just make you not want to even be part of that religion anymore.
That's right.
Christianity has made our people soft nowadays. And if our people can just understand that they have actual enemies, maybe some of the tragedies that have happened within the past month, they will be a little bit more on guard.
Right.
To know what to look for, to know what to watch out for, to know what to guard themselves for. Like Carmela Anthony, we should not have lost that brother. We shouldn't have lost Cyrus as well over a water bottle. over trying to defend yourself. But this is what America has come to. So our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, must always be aware of these types of things, that we have enemies so we can defend ourselves. So reading on, it says
Salakia. Let not your hearts faint.
right.
Fear not, and do not tremble. Neither be ye terrified because of them.
Right. So this is saying out your Bible, let not your hearts be faint. Don't become weak. What does that mean? A lot of our people sometimes when they're faced with trouble, when they're faced with an actual obstacle or a challenge, sometimes they may actually get weak.
Right.
They may not know how to handle certain things. See that again, we're going to refer to the Christian church a lot, because the Christian church, what it does, it's supposed to teach your people the Bible. It's supposed to guard. The Bible's supposed to help make you better, put you on guard. Christian church does nothing but puts you in a spirit of softy,
Right.
being soft. When things get too, as far as, like I said, challenging, it makes you just not want to deal with it. So, but the Most High God is saying, don't let your hearts become faint. Don't let your hearts become weak.
Right.
Fear not. Don't be afraid of some of the challenge you might have to go through. Don't be afraid of some of those other nations that might try to come up against you, because you're different, because you're Black, because you're not like them. These are some of the things and some of the adversities that we got to go through. And don't tremble. Some of the things that we deal with, for example, when we're riding down the street, still to this day, we shouldn't have to feel that way. But when the cops ride behind you, every single night when I go home, I try to get home as quick as I can, hoping that the cops won't stop me for some reason. But those types of things will make you tremble. Those types of things will make you act that way. But the Most High God, he's telling us not to worry, not to tremble, not to fear, neither be terrified because of them. So we shouldn't be afraid of our enemies. And why do you think the Most High God is saying this? So we got to understand that we first are, the Most High God's children. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6 says that he has a chosen people. And the Most High God has made these specific people to him holy above all the other nations of the earth. So we're special to the Most High God. So he's looking at these people as a little bit differently than some of the other nations of people. So he got his eyes on these people. So when he says neither to be terrified because of them, we shouldn't be afraid of our enemies. Go ahead, Officer Bunker.
So, like, if I may, and not to breeze by it, but our people don't understand simple terms like heart.
Right.
In the Bible, your heart, you automatically pounding on your chest like King Kong.
Right.
When in all actuality, that's your mind. And it says, let not your hearts faint. When you look up that word faint, it says to lose consciousness, right?
Right.
So we know that when you see the word heart, it's synonymous with your mind.
Oh,
so the Bible's telling you to be woke. Who's telling you? Who has an attack on the woke agenda? Our oppressor.
All right.
That's confusing. If the Bible's telling me to arise ye and depart, the Bible is telling me to be ye renewed or be ye transformed by the renewing of our minds.
Right.
But our oppressor is telling us something otherwise, not to focus on race, not to focus on the oppression that we see each and every day. Who's lying? You know what I'm saying? Salakia.
No, that's right. The oppressor, his whole ideologies, his whole mindset is to do everything opposite of what the Bible says.
That's right.
The Bible says we got enemies. Oppressor says you don't.
That's right.
We love you. Well, we all know the truth of that. Look at today's society. Look at the conditions of the earth. Our people have a history of wanting change and still haven't gotten it. The oppressor is the devil.
That's right.
So read it on to verse 4.
For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to
Yep.
fight for you against your enemies to save you.
So again, here it goes. The Most High God, he is going to go with you. The Most High God is going to fight for us. He knows our fears. He knows the things we go through on a daily basis. He knows what we deal with as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And he's going to fight for you against your enemies, stressing again that we have enemies amongst the other nations.
That's right.
Anybody that goes against what the Most High God is saying, anybody that goes against what this Bible is saying, anybody goes against God's children, you are considered an enemy.
That's right.
Let's go ahead and drop that, and we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. So while he's getting that, just understand this verse is just kind of setting the foundation that we've always had enemies. In the Old Testament and also in the New Testament.
That's right.
In today's time. And we know that an enemy, you can be an enemy to the Most High if you oppose the Most High God and his ways. Now, what does that mean also to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? What does that mean? Because can we be an actual enemy to the Most High?
That's right.
Can we, even though we're God's chosen people, can we become an actual enemy to the Most High? We're going to see.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Right.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. So let's take some time to break this down. So if anybody's took some time to read the book of Deuteronomy, if you don't know anything about the curses and the blessings, this is where you find out the curses and the blessings and where they come from. This is where you find out who the actual Israelites are.
Right.
And when I say Israelites, again, we talk about the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
This is how you can identify who these people are according to the Bible. But for this specific verse, since the subject today we talk about enemies, let's break this down. So it says, but it shall come to pass. Most High God is saying this is something that will happen. This is a prophecy that will come to pass.
Right.
If thou will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So when it's talking about hearken and it's talking about to listen to the voice or unto the voice of the Lord thy God, it's talking about you actually hearing what the Most High God is telling you to do. You're actually listening to what he has instructed you to do, these laws, these statutes, and these commandments. And it says you must observe them and you must do them and his commandments and his statutes. See, the Bible teaches that the Most High God has a way of living. You have a way of that you should conduct yourself. You have a way that you should behave according to the Most High God. So when he's talking about these laws, these statutes, and these commandments, he wants you to do these things. Now, what's going to happen if we take it upon ourselves to try or maybe not do some of these things, maybe these curse, some of these things that the Most High God has stated? Let's read on that last part for me, Officer Fayetteville.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. So since we're talking about this again, the subject being an enemy, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. See, right now, you're becoming an enemy to the Most High. You're starting to piss him off. Doesn't mean he still don't love his children, but right now you're starting to oppose what the Most High God originally wanted for his people, for his visionary of what he wanted for himself as well. See, the Most High God, he has a vision of what he wants on this earth. He's the creator of the universe. He's the creator of all things. And when you start to do things opposite of what the Most High God originally want, then you're messing with the Most High God's plans. So when you start to do these curses, Salakia, when you start to disobey the Most High, then these curses will come upon you and it's going to overtake you. And why do you think the Most High God has to do that? He has to do that because, again, like I said, you're disobeying the Most High. You're not following anything that the Most High God said. You're not observing and you're not doing his laws, his statutes, his commandments. You want to still smoke cigarettes. You want to still, be a whoremonger. You want to still, beat your wife. A lot of the things that the Most High God told us not to do. So, with that being said, can you, as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, become an enemy to the Most High God, even though you are his chosen people? Yes, you can. Let me get the book of Exodus. Just we're on that subject. The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 22. The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 22.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries.
Right. So we just talked about that. So this is kind of a precept to what we just talked about. So in the book of Exodus, it says, but if thou shalt indeed obey his voice,
Right.
Obey the Most High God's commandments. This Bible, we understand that you may not be able to get it all in one day. Maybe you can't stop smoking cigarettes, tomorrow. But are you trying? Are you trying to put forward what the Most High God said? Are you trying to obey his law, statutes, and commandments? Are you trying to read the Bible to help change yourself so you can obey what the Most High God said? Let's see what the Most High God said he was going to do if you obey his voice. It says that, and do all that I speak, that I will be an enemy, Salakia, an enemy unto thine enemies. So that means that if all the enemies that we have that are in the earth, the Asians, the Africans, the Caucasians, and all other nations of people, that if we do what the Most High God says, he's going to actually fight for us against those enemies. Those other nations of people that hate us on a daily basis. Those other nations of people that hate the sight of you when you walk into one of their establishments, when you walk into one of their stores. They give you the side eye when you walk in. They use gestures to pinpoint, hey, watch them.
Right.
You haven't even done anything, but you feel there's something wrong. They always got their eye on you, even when you haven't even done anything wrong. So our people have to understand that we, again, have enemies. But the Most High God said that he was going to be an enemy unto thine enemies. So if we obey the Most High God's voice, then we're going to have the Most High God's protection. He's going to actually fight for us against our enemies. But our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we must understand that. We have everything on the news. Like I said, we're in 2026, and you still think little Ronnie is your best friend. Little Ronnie might be fun to hang out with for now. He might be fun to hang out with as a kid. Start reading this Bible. Start acknowledging that you're an Israelite. Start wearing fringes. Start speaking things out of the Bible. Watch him run away real fast. Watch and see if these other nations of people are really your friends.
Right.
See if they stick around when you start to obey what the Most High God says. Then you'll really see if they're really your friends. See, all the brothers in the UPK, Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, we know we've been through this already. We've seen or lost people because of us coming into the Bible. We understood the risk when we came in here to learn about these scriptures, and we watched people leave our lives when we begin to change. Salak, y'all, Sabanka, you had something?
So what's interesting, Salak, if I may, that definition you pulled, enemy, it has a secondary definition. It says something harmful or deadly. You mentioned in Lil Ronnie, what are the things that Lil Ronnie, what are you learning from Lil Ronnie? How to be disrespectful.
Right.
You learning how to be a goddamn drug addict.
Right.
You learning how to be lascivious minded.
Right.
You know, you look at every woman and it doesn't matter her age or her relation. You know, when we look at our sisters, there should be no whores among the daughters of Israel. But little Ronnie, he's going to look at your sister and look at, you know, our sisters as being sex toys and objects of his sexual desires.
Right.
You know, so when you look at the definition of enemy, it says something harmful or deadly.
Right.
Who's proven time after time after time that it's harmful to be around you? That me being next to you could potentially result in me losing my life.
Right. Khan.
Salakia.
Nah, the water for that. That just brought an idea. So we all remember, so we don't get up too much off track, but I'm gonna use that as an example of what you just stated.
Right.
So if anybody remember watching the movie Jungle Fever, right? With Wesley Snipes.
Right.
Right. And he was, you know, enjoying his time with the white woman, right? Out there in the middle of the street, in the middle for everybody to see. Right. Right. And then guess who came along? Because he was hanging with that white person, a white woman, the popo. Came right down, and his mind, he in the happiest world, happiest mindset of his life. But then he got a realization when them cops pulled him over and they put a gun to his head because they thought he was harming that white woman. Hence, you being around them, which is the point I'm trying to make, can still cause harm to your own life as a Black, Hispanic, and Native American. She may not have even done nothing, but in Esau's eyes, you're a threat. You was a threat. You look like you was hurting her, harming her. And that's some of the same things as some of the sisters. It goes both ways. They hang around grown Ronnie, and who knows what he's learned from his father. Who knows what he learned from their father. So she may either take on some of the customs that she's seen the adult Ronnie or Esau doing. And next thing you know, she picked up some of those customs. But like Officer Bankayal said, they're enemies. They can cause harm to you. Read it, Salaki, if you can read that again from the top, Exodus 23 and 22.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies.
Right. So then again, the Most High God is going to be an enemy to your enemies. And when you read on, it says an adversary unto thine adversaries. So when you look up adversary, very similar to an enemy, an opponent, or what goes against. Actually, let's go ahead and if we can get that. Officer Bankaya.
Salakia, just to revisit your point, when you're talking about little Ronnie and the things that he learned from his father, you know, most of us, we don't know what goes on inside of our enemies' households, the oppressor's household. Right. I remember growing up with this little devil, and he would bring some of the most disgusting, raunchy perspectives to the conversation, and we're just children, we're innocent, you know. Our mothers and our fathers try to shield us from the world because they understood the world is merciless,
Right.
you know. But he was being exposed to all kinds of just disgustingness, man.
Right.
And Tim Tebow said this. You know, he stated that the majority of child sexual abuse predators are middle-aged Caucasian men who are educated college graduates with good jobs and frequently the children's biological fathers. So you thinking you're getting something good when you get with Becky with the good hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her father done had her every which way.
Right.
Yeah, her father done turned her all the way out. And you think you're getting something good. You're looking at this devil like she's a prize, and she's been slutted out by her own father.
Right.
Salakia.
Oh, Salaki. And with that, I'm gonna bring up the next powerful priest and prophet, Officer Zion Ya'Allah. Clap it up.
Yeah, that's right. Put him in the chair. Get comfortable up there.
Yeah. Old Darash, Most High in Christ. Brother holding it down.
Right.
Hold tight. Make sure I got everything together. How everybody doing? Everybody tour? Any questions? Anybody had any questions? Anything y'all been reading? Anything you done found in the scripture that you thought you want to go over? That's a question before we get started. Any questions? Let's start with this. This is the history class, but I just want to, it's just, we teach, right? So I want to know, what is an adulterer according to the Bible? What was it an adulterer according to the Bible? What is an adulterer according to the Bible? What is that? We have a guy that can start reading, or you want to just answer the question first and you want to back it up with the scriptures for his precepts? If you know the answer, just say the answer and then back it up with your precepts, okay? Whatever you feel comfortable with doing, just toward. You got it? You want to start in on it?
Come on, sir, if I may. According to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary on page 23, says adultery in the Old Testament, sexual intercourse usually of a man, married or unmarried, always with the wife of another. So basically, just lay it down flat. This is a man that takes sexual indecent liberty with another man's wife.
Right.
You know, you're having sex with her as if she's your very own. You know?
And she's not yours.
And she's not yours. She belongs to your brother, another man. Salakia.
What do you mean belong to another man though?
Meaning,
and if you like it, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. That, you know, because that's what sisters say.
right?
That's what men say. Men say that she don't have a ring on her finger. Well, she's not married. You know what I'm saying? She's not by the court of law. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that's the thing that get us jammed up oftentimes.
Right.
But you sitting at home and that man who she is that don't have a ring on her finger. Right. You don't have no ring on her finger, but when he knocks at the door, it's something about that authority that when he knocks at the door, she's alarmed. You're alarmed too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
But there is no ring on the finger. Ain't no damn ring on the finger, but why are you alarmed when you hear that? Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Janice. A brother hear that knock at the door is very distinct. You know, it's maybe, what time would it normally be, Darash? 10 o'clock? That first Netflix and chill movie done went off about 10 o'clock. Yeah, about 10:30. Hey, Cheryl. But in the world, in our mind, we think what? There's no ring on her finger. So I can't be doing anything what? Wrong. Right? Come on.
And Salakia, if she going, You know what I'm saying? That right there lowers your inhibitions to think about her husband because she's giving you play.
Well, she's giving you play because it's out to in today's society, our people don't understand value. You understand? Sex is like a thing we just do with no real repercussions nowadays, unless you get burnt or there's a child involved. And most of the time, you don't think about the children until after you know what I'm saying, being conceived. You're like, well, I'm late. You late for what? What you talking about? What you late for? There is no conversation about us having a family, how we're gonna start a family, how we should structure a family, what's gonna be the foundation of our families. You understand? Oftentimes, as we're not taught that part of marriage and coming together, right? So when I say what's an adulteress, right, or what is adultery, I want to go into the scriptures and kind of go into it. Then I'm gonna get into my topic. This is the history class, but I want to make sure that I try to go over things that are pertinent to our community and just different questions as preaching prophets of the Lord, right? So Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Thumb to the Akim, the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shemal, Thumb, Bahashem, Shai. I'm preaching officer of 5,000 Zion Yalla, coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'll be holding the class down tonight. Tonight is the history class, and we'll be going over certain topics or certain scriptures that cover history and things that we live it throughout our time. Okay, and I just want to get into it. And we start off with understanding what is adultery, and what could be considered an adulteress. Okay. All right, so let's go. What you got, Darash? So, like, were you done, Bunky? You sure?
Yeah, it'll come back.
Come on, Darash. What you got?
I was on Leviticus 20.
No. All right, so let's go. Come on.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife.
With a what?
With another man's wife.
All right, go ahead.
Even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer, and the adulteress.
And the what?
And the adulteress.
And the adulteress, go ahead.
Shall surely be put to death.
All right, so let's break it down line by line, okay? So read that first part again of the scripture.
And the man that committeth adultery.
All right, so if the man committed adultery, read on. You can hold the mic.
With another man's wife.
With another man's what?
With another man's wife.
So let's clarify wife. How do you clarify wife? You just hold the mic. You ain't going nowhere.
Right. Go on.
So how do you clarify wife? You just coming into the class, first time hearing our culture, not the white man's culture, but our culture. How do you solidify as wife? What is wife according to if you're teaching somebody wife? Like I said, sisters nowadays, they say what? If it ain't no ring, it's not a thing. Right? So how would you explain it to a brother? Say, man, I just got, I got some friends or whatnot. What is a wife?
That's your rib.
What does that mean though?
Right. I got you. Like wife, I mean, that's the one that you laid down with. That's
the one you what?
That's the one you laid down.
Give me another word for laid down with.
Had sex with.
The one you had sex with. You understand? So when you talking to a woman, right? A female, see the rice come in the room, you know what I'm saying? 6'4", muscular, strong, nice smile, nice gentleman, you know what I'm saying? He says, hey, sis, how you doing? My name is Daraj. What is she doing right then and there, Daraj? Because you got swagger. She blushing. She can't wait for you to say, hey, right? But as a brother, you meet a sister on the streets, you got to go through what goes through your mind once you see her. Let me ask if she has what?
A man first.
Right. It's natural. Hey, Sliss, you got a man? And of course, she don't know the Bible. So what do you think she's going to say, Daraj?
Well, if it's a woman in the world, more than likely she should say she has a man, but more than likely they usually say, nah, I don't.
Why you all in my business?
Right. Why you my business?
And remember, she likes you.
Right.
So she's never going to tell you any information that would make you what?
Not want her.
Right. You understand?
Okay.
So she may not divulge the information. And I've always been taught to omit something is what?
Avoid.
Nah, to omit something, you're doing what? You're lying.
Lying.
Omission is lying. So she gonna say what, Darash? No, I ain't got no man. Well, so here she go. Well, I don't have no man, but I have some friends, some guys I talk to. Now, this is the part where you have to have strength as a brother and knowing the truth of this Bible. You got to be strong enough to ask, are these men that you're having sex with? Some brothers aren't strong enough to ask a woman that question. You believe it or not, trust me. Some brothers are not strong enough to even ask if that woman is having sex with other men. You understand what I'm saying? Why? Because their lust is not allowing them to get the answer that would stop them from going down that road of destruction. You understand? That lust of wanting to lay with that woman, right? Wanting to be with her, stops them from even asking the question of, are you having sex with a man? And why wouldn't a brother want to ask that question to Raj? Yeah, why wouldn't he want to?
Because he won't.
Because he what?
You trying to hit.
He's trying to hit it. But he's not trying to what? Be with her for his entire life. Right. That's the burden of a man when he come here. Oftentimes, I haven't heard sisters say, well, why is that the first thing that brothers that you teach brothers when they come into the school? Yeah, well, you hear sisters say that. Because I realize something. Because if I can teach a brother the importance of laying with a sister and staying with that sister, I can stop him from any other thing that he's trying to do with his life. Because if I can get him to avoid the lust of him wanting some pussy, so like it for my language. If I can get him to fight the lust of him wanting to lay down, you know what I'm saying? If I can get that brother, Jim Hyman said this one time. He said, if I can get brothers to stop trying to get this pussy all the time, I can damn near make them walk on water. And the best way to do that is to tell a brother the responsibility of laying down with the sister. Because in the world, it's easy. Sisters, it's easy to have sex with a man and just, it was just casual. We were dating. It didn't work out. On to the next. You understand what I'm saying? It's easy. So read the verse again, Darash.
Khan. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery.
And the man that committed adultery is, come on.
With another man's wife.
That has sex with another man's wife. Go ahead.
Even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife. The adulterer and the adulteress.
And the what?
The adulterer and the adulteress.
So what is this talking about, the adulteress now?
The woman.
Now she's guilty as well. Now why is she guilty, Darash?
Because she went along with it.
Yeah. You see that? Give me a word for that often eludes women in this world today. What is this called? It begins with an A.
Accountability.
Accountability. Because sometimes if you meet a sister and she can be in a relationship, she can be having sex with a man, and she'll tell everybody what that man isn't to do what?
To belittle.
To belittle him, and what else? Come on. Of course. What she say gonna belittle him? What else?
Gaslight him. She's trying to gaslight him so she can get him to be what he wanted to be.
No. Come on, Darash.
So like, is she seeking validation to leave him?
To leave him, or what else? Now, some of y'all never been through this. So, and that's probably why you can't answer the question. You know what I'm saying? But if I ask a brother and sister, they would know the answer to this question. So there are some sisters that will belittle that man only because when she goes to be with the other man that she's going to become an adulteress with, it doesn't seem so bad. She'll paint the picture of he's the big bad asshole. He doesn't treat me like I need to be treated. He doesn't take me where I want to be. He's broke. He's not a six-figure man. She'll tell you about all the things that he's not to make herself look good. It takes the accountability of what she's doing. And guess what? Men would do the same shit. A man would tell you all the things that a woman not doing, especially in the world. But nobody ever talks about what you would do to fix it. You understand? Because we're all looking for a soft landing for somebody who would tell you something different than what God has put in his Bible for us to listen to. You're looking for that gray area. You wouldn't call a sister that would tell you to stay with that man, sis. Seek counsel to fix your relationship. Don't go get another dick, another rod, Salakia. Stay with Tyrone. Try to fix the issue that you have with Tyrone. But some women would go to other women and listen to that idea of how to leave that man from another sister that's gonna say, you know what, girl, you right. You've been dealing with that long enough. Why? Same thing with brothers. You have a brother, man, she did what? Man, couldn't be mine. I know mine wouldn't do that. Am I making this up? Am I saying something wrong? DeRosh, am I making this up?
Sir.
But according to the Bible, we know that if that man lays with that woman, she doesn't have to have a ring on her finger to be his what?
Wife.
Let that be a lesson. Log that in. So as we travel throughout this earth and you listening to these classes, we know that if a man is having sex with a woman, that is his wife. You understand? Now, they don't understand that. But they do understand that, and you would understand that the day you hear that goddamn knock at the door. Hey, Cheryl. You will know then what you will find out then, Bunk, y'all. You will find out that guess what? There is somebody. There's somebody that she belongs to. There is somebody that she has to what? Answer to. Everybody all right? So once again, adultery is what, DeRosh?
Adultery is Salakia. It's a man sleeping with another man's wife.
Mm-hmm. Give me in the scripture where it talks about when Christ told a woman, you've had 5 husbands. She had 5 husbands. Huh. You got that? Yeah. John what? Come on.
Let's start at verse 17.
Read it. Let me hear what you got.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 17. The woman answered and said, I have no husband.
She said what?
I have no husband.
Well, now, this go back to what I said, DeRosh. So guess what she's talking about in the moment? She's talking about like right now. I ain't got no man. There is no what on what, DeRosh? Come on, everybody go on.
Salaki, I got you.
No ring.
There is no ring on my finger. Yeah, ain't no paperwork on me. I'm 7'45" at 38 degrees. I ain't got no nigga. Ain't no nigga ain't got me. Ain't that what they be saying? But in the very next song, she talking about the nigga who dark skinned, that can pick her up and have sex with her on the fan, upside down, put her toes in his mouth. Just, very explicit things that, women like to talk about to, say that they're having the most wonderful sexual experience that they ever had in their life. But they've been having sex since they've been 14 years old. So there is nothing that she has not done already. She just feel the need to tell us about it. She's been holding out of both draw legs, but she wants you to believe you're the special one, I guess. Okay. Come on, Bunk, y'all.
So like Officer Kowal online says, the rapper from Atlanta, Trouble, found out the hard way and paid with his life when the boyfriend showed up in the middle of the night and shot him in her bedroom.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Right. Now you can only imagine what all right, let's do this, Bunk, y'all. What would have went through Trouble head before he even got to that apartment? What goes through his mind?
As far as what?
Just tell me.
A brother that's an
No,
adulterer?
listen, don't do that. Just tell me what goes through a brother's mind. You see her, she see you. She see you, you see her. You see her, she see you. And she give you that, and you give that.
That's that.
Right. You're blinded by lust.
You blinded by what?
By lust.
You blinded by lust. You're not the biblical definition of how to have a family is not what you're thinking about. You thinking about, well, I'm about to tear that ass up. Ooh, but she's I done took 200 packs. I got some Hennessy. I done took the blue pills. I got a box of Magnums over here. I'm about to wear her ass out. She don't even know it. And what is she thinking?
She already know.
What is she thinking?
She thinking.
Come on, don't listen. Don't be trying to do that, Daraj. Y'all listen. I'm trying to talk, and the reason why I say that is because when we travel all the time as brothers, I don't want us being bashful about our responsibilities. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want us being ashamed of knowing, like, even though this sister is attractive and she's attracted to me, what am I responsible for? You understand? Not only am I responsible for my life, right? Knowing this truth, I'm also responsible for what? Her life. That's brotherhood, you understand?
Yes, sir.
So we can't be bashful in being able to talk about these things and using the Bible to confound the Christian. Because the Christian gonna say, well, we're just gonna date. A Christian gonna say, well, wait 90 days. And after 90 days, what happens after 90 days? What they say? You can have sex after 90 days. Make him wait for 3 months, girl. You know, but not really talking about the responsibility even after the act of the 90 days. We're talking about building a nation, and we have to understand that we don't want no just random ass sexual acts with a woman or a man that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So when we talk about the mistakes that our brothers and sisters make, like Trouble, what goes through his mind once he's seen that ass and that breast and that pretty smile? What's going through his mind, Bunk, y'all? I'm about to. Oh, she don't even know my middle name. You thinking you getting it for free? Yeah. You didn't even ask what's her favorite color. And you know what the saddest part about it is? In today's society, it's better that you don't even know her. Because you will find things out about her that would turn you off. Because she's not going to tell you about the things that are going to have you walking away. The water koala, Trouble was thinking about clapping cheeks. That's all he would think about. I'm about to, yeah. But when he went to the house, Bunk, y'all, what changed that perspective? And how fast did it change, Baba Kushar?
The jealous husband.
What changed before he met the jealous husband? The knock at the door. You know, like, hey, wait a minute. Somebody supposed to be coming over here? I ain't see you do no Uber Eats and that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Cheryl. I know you in there. She took, shh, be quiet. I ain't never seen him act like this before. Shh. And then what goes to a brother's mind? Damn, this bitch. She could have told me she had a nigga. She's not gonna tell you, because the same way you was attracted to the derriere in the smile, she was attracted to you too, Daraj.
Definitely not going to tell you, sir.
And she's not going to tell you why.
Because she has some goals. She has what she wants.
She's full of lust too. She doesn't understand the responsibility that we all have of making sure that we all live. You understand? Come on, Bunk, yo.
So, like, if I may, sir, in a very sick, sadistic way, you know, her getting brothers to, you know, fight over her is her validating her worth. And it's disgusting because, you know, if we were taught that sex was marriage, we have so many different external factors that are showing us that dating, when you date, you have sex instead of understanding what a courtship is because we're royalty.
Right. Go ahead.
No, I watched a movie last night, and it's on surface level, like it's called Big with Tom Hanks. It's an old movie.
Okay.
And he goes and he makes a wish to be an adult, you know, and he becomes an adult, but he's got the mind of a 12-year-old boy.
As an adult.
Yeah, as an adult. And he goes into corporate America, and make a long story short, this woman finds him attractive because he's different than the other man, the way he thinks. And she has sex with him. This is how sadistic our oppressor is, because
they know his mindset is of a 12-year-old.
She don't know that.
No, I'm saying, but we in the movie, we all know that.
We know that.
Yeah.
So they're putting it right in our face. This woman is a pedophile. She's a pedophile, you know, but that's the stuff that we see with respect to entertainment, with respect to mass media.
Right.
We're taught to diminish the value of that act, that sacred act of having sex, because that is that's the marriage.
Yeah. 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 We taught that ain't no value in that. The value is in the ring.
And come to find out, she done slept with everybody in the office.
Of course. It's always something different. It's always going to be something different that you're going to seek for validation if you don't have this truth. You understand? Keep on reading that verse, Rush.
Come on. The woman answered and said, I have no husband.
She has what?
I have no husband.
Because she's thinking, ain't no ring on it. It's not a thing, right? Go ahead.
Yahawashi said unto her.
But Christ said to her what?
Thou hast well said. I have no husband.
Yeah, I heard what you said. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I heard what you said. You said that well. You said it like it's not even a thing, that you don't have a husband. Go ahead.
Verse 18. For thou hast had 5 husbands.
But thou hast what?
For thou hast had 5 husbands.
But you don't have 5 husbands. Come on.
And he whom thou hast is not thy husband.
What is Yahweh doing right here? He reading her well, right? But what is he saying?
He's saying that you already got a husband, 5 of them.
You don't have 5 husbands, right? Yeah, you've been doing your thing. And what else?
And he whom thou now hast is not thy husband.
No, what is this saying?
Meaning that what Christ is pretty much trying to say is the guy that she wants, or the husband that she wants, is not for her. Even though she wants that husband ain't for her.
Not quite.
It don't belong to her.
Let's do it like this. You don't have 5 husbands, but I see you that you have your eyes on the Rush right now. So what is this saying? You got your eyes on the Rush right now. So what is Christ saying now?
You need to take care of the husbands you currently have.
Not quite. You've had 5 husbands, and I see that you got your eyes on Darash right now. You've had 5 husbands. You say you didn't have no husband, but now I see you had 5 husbands, and I see that you're watching Darash right now.
You shouldn't even be looking. You shouldn't even be trying to get another one when you already have something that you currently have already.
You shouldn't be. However, Christ is saying what? You shouldn't be. However, I see you looking. Meaning what?
Stop looking.
Not stop looking.
Stop lusting.
Yes, stop lusting, but what? You itching to have a 6th one.
Right. Right, trying to get a sixth one.
Yeah.
Trying to get another one.
Yeah.
Kawaka.
You had 5. But the one you kicking it with now, the one you saying I ain't got no rings on my finger, the one that you wearing them tight clothes for, huh?
Right.
He ain't yours yet, but in your mind you thinking, yeah, I'm about to do this again. And you know why they're so disgusting, Daraj? That it's brought up in the Bible in this time.
Why was it brought up in that sign?
Yeah, like why is it such why is such a profound thing that we're reading about the adultery in this Bible at this day and time?
It was doing it back in that time too.
Huh?
Because it was going on.
But what does that mean though? Yes, it's going on, but what?
There was a lot of adultery going on.
Not a lot. See, I think Angel Reese had a story that came out that she said she had friends that had over 300 bodies, right?
Right.
And she said she only had 80, right? You remember that? So this was in a time frame where if you had more than one husband, you sure enough would look at like, damn, you disgusting.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Comic-Con.
You see why that's such a thing? Because nowadays, sisters, you know what I'm saying, sisters don't have sex with more than 5 men by the time they turn 21 out.
Comic-Con.
You understand what I'm saying? Brothers done had sex with sisters and threw them away. They done threw the first 5 women away by the time they 26. Not all, because oftentimes sisters think that men are just having sex with every woman that they see, and that's not true. Men ain't, we don't have it like that, sis. I promise you. That's not a thing. I know in your mind you think a brother just out here just slinging wood to every damn woman that walks across him, but that's not true. They don't happen like that. Right? But this was a thing, Darash. And the sisters was having Christ was pointed out that you've already had 5 husbands. I already see what you're plotting on. I know what you're coming for. 5 ain't enough. You want 1 more. Keep reading.
And he whom thou now hast is not thy husband.
Mm-hmm.
In that sayest thou truly.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 19. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
What does that mean?
He can see right through me.
See right through.
He can see right through me.
And how was he able to do that?
Well, besides him being, Yahawashi,
right?
Having the power. I mean, it's the law, the God's commandments. She already had more than one husband, and we already know the scriptures.
A woman would say the same thing to you, Darash. If you walking in the spirit of Christ and she's approaching you and said, "Hey, I ain't got no man," and you say, "What? Sis, you won't have a man, but when last time you had sex? Who you having sex with?" And she may not tell you, but some women, I'll be honest with, most women will come out and tell you. But it's the way you talk to a woman to get the information out of her. She'll conceal it from you if you just looking at her with the dog eyes. She won't tell you nothing. She'll let you get all the way into her trap and then spring it on you. But if you don't look at her with the dog eyes, if you look at her like a sister first, right? Am I right, monkey, y'all? You say, hey, so you ain't got nobody. You ain't got to say sex. So you ain't got nobody. Come on now. Them pretty eyes you got, you ain't got nobody. Well, you gotta kind of walk her into it. The same way Christ said. What did Christ say to her again, Darash?
The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
No, go back up. Go back up to the other verse.
For thou, Salakia, you want me to go to verse 17?
Yes, come.
The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahawashi said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband.
Right. So see, you reading it like that, but think about it how we talk today. I heard you say you ain't got nobody. You said you ain't got no husband. You right, you ain't got no ring on your finger. I gotta pick up what you putting down. You ain't never been on no dates though. When last time you been on a date? You ain't never been on no. You ain't been on no date. Oh man, you gotta be thinking. So what you get for Valentine last year? Oh, you didn't get nothing for Valentine. Oh, you ain't get nobody? Come on.
Salakia. And it's Christ so heavy because when you think about a husband, that's a singular thing.
Yes.
You know, and Christ is doubling down. Like, I heard what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard you say you don't have one husband
Yeah, I
or
heard
no
that.
husband.
Yeah.
But you got five.
But you got five.
Salakia.
Yeah. Because you know what? And that's the same. If you look at it how we talk today, we would say the same thing. Because today, in today's action, guess what? She ain't got a man, but she got 3 baby daddies. And every time that baby daddy come to pick them kids up, guess what she doing? Come on, use the damn microphone. Y'all niggas scared of the mic. Use that goddamn microphone.
She planning for the next night over.
For who?
For her new man or new husband.
For the baby daddy.
Baby daddy.
That's what you don't know. Because soon as baby daddy come over, she like, what? Why we just couldn't get along? Why you just don't love me like you used to? But guess what she really want out of it? Whatever that she can get. Just like this woman that came to Christ, and Christ read her ass and said, you ain't had just one husband, sis. You had 5. It's the same thing that happens if we walk in the spirit of Christ today when we meet our sisters. Right? You pick up what I'm putting down, Darash? I'm giving you the game, Darash.
I know the game.
I seen the way them sisters were looking at you this weekend. Boy, you looking like a tenderloin. But they were about to be on you, Darash. I said, ooh, this brother here in trouble. He was trying to be modest and stuff. He didn't see it. Darash, come over here, help me get this box. I'm trying to help me get these chairs. But now we teach these classes because they're important. We want to sit down and actually think about the importance of what we do from our day to day. And that's how we walk in the spirit of Christ. The examples that Christ laid out, and we take them in how are we living today. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. But you got to be in the spirit of understanding what's written and how we're living. You know what I'm saying? And I.S.U.P.K is the only school that does this. What? No other school on earth is going to sit down and tell you to break these things down to you so you can understand how it applies to your life. That makes sense, right? And that's why we have the spirit of Christ. All right. That was the end of that, the rush. Verse 18.
Comic-Con.
Is there anything else? Now you got adulterers, the rush?
Say it again.
Adulterer. No, I'm saying you good on that. You got the precepts and whatever else. Was there anything else in the precepts? Now, you also can be a spiritual whore as well. All right. But we'll get into that a little later. Any other scriptures you holding, Bunkel? Come on, give me one more, whatever. See what else you had in there. Bible show. But I just want to make sure that the Rosh was clear on being an adulterer. Or what is it when we ask? Because some people, once again, a sister will say and a brother will say, well, if it's not a ring, it's not a thing. Not knowing that the minute you lay down with a let's say this. Let's say you're not even laying down with a sister.
Ecclesiastes 9:9. Ecclesiasticus 9:9.
I like that one too. So if you see a brother maybe dancing with a sister, Darash, kind of provocative, right? You see her cuffing her bottom, all that. What goes through your mind? What should go through your mind? So like, let's do it like that. They dance and they playing. There's a wrong and a right way to love somebody. They playing the Key Sweat, right? You know what I'm saying? They get into it, and he's swinging her from limb to limb. What goes through your mind?
Some cats, seducing some woman.
He's seducing that woman. She's being seduced by another man, which means what?
She enticing another man.
She's already being enticed by another man. Now, I ain't gonna bother with that. That man already putting in work.
Right.
Don't be like Biggie. So is he by the wine? I just creep up from behind. Niggas say, oh, that's player, not knowing, like, okay. Okay. Keep thinking that it's player. You understand what I'm saying? What it's breaking down to, there's enough women on this earth. Leave them damn women alone. Be man enough and have enough strength to not to let the lust just overtake whatever the hell you trying to get off. All right, come on, Bunky, y'all.
I have the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9, verse 8.
Come on.
Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty.
What?
Look not upon another's beauty.
What is this saying?
So that beauty that you see belongs to another.
Yeah.
And so often, which is so crazy.
Beauty as in what though?
Beauty as in what? Her physical attributes.
I'm gonna tell you something, and this is what I found to be true. If you see a woman that's kind of well taken care of, like she looks like she's taken care of. 9 out of 10, brother. There's something to somebody. It ain't always the case, but sometimes there's somebody that is allowed the upkeep to be maintained to a certain degree, if that makes sense. Yeah, somebody that cares about it. Now, they ain't always, some women are self-motivated, self-driven about how they look and how they approach. But there's something about a woman that's kept, brother, you be like, come on now. Hey, nobody? No, you ain't got nobody. Come on now. Right. Nobody? I'm the only one that find you attractive. I can't. Come on, sis. Nobody? But then you have to say, well, I'm going through something and I'm really starting my life over, and this is my process of trying to get back to blah, 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 blah. One of those. It could be something like that. But once again, as a brother, you can't run past that. You can't run past that just based on your lust. You can't just be so focused on achieving your goal and busting a nut, you don't slow down enough to think about what you should say to this sister. You understand? Right. You don't think about your responsibilities and what could be your obligation to this sister if you lay down and have sex with her. All right? Come on, Bunky.
For herewith love is kindled as a fire.
As what?
For herewith love is kindled as a fire.
What is kindling the fire?
Yeah. Salakia.
Come on.
I mean, if you've ever, kindled a fire or stoked the fire, kindling is, what you put into the fire to make it burn.
So what's kindling the fire?
You looking at her, how beautiful she is.
Her beauty.
Yeah, her beauty.
Oh, her beauty is kindling the fire. Every time you tell yourself no, you look at it again like, nah, I ain't. God. See. Yeah. Right. The Ross, you want to talk about this? No, I'm listening. The Ross said, nah, I'm gonna be able to get away with it. I was like, nah. I'm just joking, the Ross. Salaki. The beauty is that thing that you already had that natural affection. That's why the scripture talking about when a man lay down with another man, he's gone away from the natural affection. You understand? How can you? What kindles you about this nigga with this? He weigh 250 pounds and yeah, how? That's an unnatural affection now. But when you talk about what the Lord's saying, that beauty of a woman is kindling that fire, that desire that you have, that all that men have when they see a beautiful woman. That men have when we see the symmetry of a woman's face. That was the beauty is built on, right? The symmetry, meaning both eyes look the same. You know what I'm saying? Both ears it's symmetrical. Like the way her, damn, she's symmetrical in a motherfucker. Like, damn. She wouldn't be as attractive. One of her ears were higher than the other ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. One of her eyes was, kind of Salakia, you know what I'm saying, kind of doing, you know, it wasn't, you know, Salakia, Ayathan, you know what I'm saying? Ayathan to put his head down. But the symmetry of a woman's face, the symmetry is what we call beauty, right? You nigga crazy. I'm just giving you a game on it, right? The psychology behind what you see. That's why women in the industry spend millions of dollars on cosmetic surgery to make their face symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? That's what we consider beauty. All right, come on, Bunk, yeah.
Verse 9, we're in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Sit not at all with another man's wife.
Do what?
Sit not at all with another man's wife.
Now, why is this important based on what we were saying earlier, Darash?
You're not supposed to be sitting with another man's wife.
So why is this important to what we were saying earlier?
Because it's gonna lead to something. You're gonna end up sleeping with that sister.
You answering my question, but you're not listening to what I'm asking you. Why is this important to what we said earlier about a woman? What's your first job as a brother?
Lead her to the truth.
Okay, I like that answer. I can't say you're wrong.
Lead her to the truth.
But based on what the topic, what we've been talking about tonight, why is what he's saying so important based on what we were talking about earlier? What's your first job? Read that verse again, Monk. Y'all sit what?
Sit not at all with another man's wife.
So based on what we said earlier about what he's just said, what becomes your second job then? Knowing what?
Making sure that woman don't commit adultery.
How would you do that? You're right, but how are you doing that?
Educating her.
That's true.
How you talk to her.
And what are you saying to her when you talk to her? Do you have?
Oh, Salaki, do you have a man? Do you have a husband?
You're right. Do you have a man or a husband?
Right.
That would determine whether you're going to sit with her or not.
Right.
But if you don't even ask if you have a man, you know what I'm saying? Guess what'll happen? You're gonna sit down. Why? Because of her natural what?
Beauty.
Oh yeah, you're gonna sit down, brother. She's like, come sit down. You be like, shh. Maybe that's just me. I'd be happy to sit down.
Right.
I don't get too many chances. Huh? So they say, sit down, I ain't done. What up? Me, I ain't done sitting down. We sitting down, I ain't done. No, you sit down. Okay. Salakia. But the first job is to understand, Darash, you're going to sit down because of her beauty, but your job is to figure out, should I even be doing what? Should I even be what? Sitting here. Come on, Nathan.
So like I was going to say, soon as you take that seat, you know what I'm saying, that is that kindling. You know what I'm saying? That's that little small spark on that cotton ball or that paper, if you will.
What?
That's gonna get the fire blazing.
What? Ain't it though? Give him a hand. You know what I'm saying? That small spark of sitting down and you gonna smell that Dolce & Gabbana come across that table. Oh, wait a minute. You gonna go to smile and and then that's how Satan gonna set you up. You gonna that light gonna come right down and hit that right spot in her eye and gonna twinkle. And she know it's twinkling. She know it's twinkling, and you twinkling too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all twinkling together. And the whole time you haven't even thought to even ask, you got a man? You didn't even ask that you have a man. But Christ didn't do that. In the spirit of Christ, he said, nah, you ain't had about 4 husbands. You had 5 husbands. Nah, I already know what time it is when it comes to you. I know what's going on. And that's the spirit that we have to have. Knowing that even if opportunity presents itself, being righteous is over that opportunity. You understand? That's the difference between us and everybody else on this earth. Even though an opportunity may present itself, being righteous as a brother or sister, what makes us different from everybody else. You can have a brother can call me tonight and be like, Zion, I got this play we about to do. Nah, brother. I ain't on that type of time. You see, I'm in class. I want to be able to show you that there's a better way of living your life than what we've been taught. You understand?
That's right.
Sis, I want to show you a better way of having a husband and how to increase your value to become a wife other than what you've been taught. I'm going to show you that I can be more of a brother than a nigga who just want to hit it and lay down and just, get my, my 5 minutes of fame and I'm out the door. 7 minutes on a good night. Y'all laughing. You know how it go. You be trying to impress somebody. Check is it like, come on. I'm just saying, y'all want me to talk like we don't understand who we used to be in the life we're fighting to live today. This not the Christian church. This ain't the Christian church. I'm gonna talk plain to you, so niggas can't be like, well, I ain't quite understand what adultery was. No, I laid it down to you. You know the lingo that they talk in the streets. Sisters, you know exactly what you do. You going out and you smelling good, you're looking good, you got your hair looking right, you put on the right foundation, mascara, you don't put the eyelashes on. You know exactly how to bat an eye. Every woman knows that, Akim. They're masterful in seducing men. But what happens once that seduction takes place? When you already have a man. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing that we're teaching this class on tonight, or to start this class off. Well, you had anything else on that, bunk, y'all?
We're in the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 9, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Sit not at all with another man's wife.
Sit not at all. So that's why it's important from the very beginning. We ask, sis, you got a man? You got nobody. That keeps us from what, Darash? Even putting ourselves in the position that we shouldn't be in. Being strong enough to even ask, do you have a man? Come on, bunk, y'all.
Nor sit down with her in thine arms.
Do what?
Nor sit down with her in thine arms.
Now, what would make a man comfortable enough to get that close to sit with a woman in his arms? What would make a man do that, Darash?
Trying to hit it.
Based on what?
Not asking if she had another man, or
him not asking that allows for what? Her to give the appearance that it's okay for him to get close.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's a dual thing. That sister's giving out the appearance that it's okay for him to get close. That brother is not worried about getting close to her. You see that role? So that's why the scripture said both of them gonna be put to death. Now, we don't have no luck. We're not running around and issuing out punishments right now according to the law. However, that could become a spiritual death. That the Most High could allow something to take place, showing that both y'all in the wrong for this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you soon that. Hey, Cheryl, I'm outside. I got the pizza. Now you hear that you hear his key go through the door. You hear that man key goes through the door. He got a key to the house. You know you in trouble. What happens to your arm then, Darash? You done got close to her. You sitting there, Netflix and chilling, your arm around her. Read that verse again, bunk, y'all.
Nor sit down with her in thine arms.
In your arms. But here you go. You sitting down with her like this. You got your feet up. She done brought you a Michelob. Yeah, you rubbing on the arm. You know what I'm saying? Now, one time you even thought about that. Where she get these Michelob from? You see a big ass bottle of Grey Goose in there on the counter. And when you were talking to her, what did she tell you? What did she say to you? I don't drink. But you don't even think, what the hell they got this damn Grey Goose over here.
Or you see pictures on the wall.
Nah, you ain't gonna see no pictures on the wall out. Remember, she slick. You don't see no pictures on the wall out. Yeah, it'd be signs though, but it won't be pictures on the wall. She'll show you everything, she'll show you everything and show you nothing. But if you're walking in the spirit of Christ, guess what you would say? You've had 5 husbands. Where these shoes come from? She come out the room with them Michael Jordan basketball shorts on. Yeah, you get these shorts.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
You walk in her closet, you see sweaters. Like Nike sweaters. What we call them? What you call them thing them young boys be wearing nowadays? She got Nike Tech sweaters in her damn closet. But your arm will fall as soon as you hear that damn key go through that door. Why? Because you realize I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. That's the end of that verse?
Sir.
Keep reading.
And spend not thy money.
Spend what?
Spend not thy money.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
With her at the wine.
No, why is it saying this spend not the money with the wine, right? No, spend not the money. What?
Spend not thy money.
Spend not thy money. Go
with
ahead.
her at the wine.
What is this saying?
You out here spending money on her, dining her, taking her out for drinks and making her feel good. And
listen, use what we've been using for ever since I came into the game. We take sisters out to do what? Wine them and what?
that's right.
You see that?
That's crazy. That's in the Bible,
It's if we're taught our culture, Daraj, if our fake ass leaders would get out their ass and actually come into the school to learn how to lead Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, we would change our lives overnight. But we're so indulged in all this lustful behavior because Christianity is destroying our communities. We're not sitting down and studying this Bible like we should. Remember, the Bible was written by Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. So the words that are used in the Bible, they automatically make sense to us. You know when it stopped making sense to us as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians? When it's something that we want. When there's something to be gained. Then we try to find like, I don't know about that one right now. I just can't get down with that. Usually you have something to gain by it. Or something to lose. Wine and dine. Con sis. She said wine and dine. Everybody know that? Wine and dine. Well, Slakia Akim, you can't wine and dine another man's woman. And how you distinguish whether she's with a man or not if she's had sex with that man. If she's laid down with that man. You can't just listen to your lust. Take the time out and be like, you know what? If I'm going to invest in this woman, let me see what type of woman that she is. Let me pour into her from the beginning. Show her all the things that I value as a man. Because if she don't align with what you value as a man, what do you think is going to happen? The relationship be good for the first 6 months. You're wonderful. Oh man, it's glorious. Man, you looking at her eyes and she's everything. She called you, you answer the phone every time the damn phone ring. Oh, hey, what's up, baby? Shit, let them 6 months go by. And y'all start seeing each other for who you really are. Damn, what the hell she want? I was always calling motherfucking shit. She start calling you, hey hubby, hey baby. Now she call you what, Daraj? Nigga. Nigga. Pet peeve of mine. Please don't call me that. It's something about that. If a sister call a man that,
it's a mockery term.
It's mockery. It's very mockery, and it's very condescending because in the back of your mind, I know that word right there is placed, and you're using it how Satan would use it.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
How the white man would use it. And we've been conditioned to say words and destroy each other.
That's right.
But because we're not taught that sex is marriage, we don't understand what adultery is. We don't understand that even entertaining a woman that belongs to another man, sitting down with her, you're on the verge of committing a sin against God. Go ahead.
So, like, I got a quick precept.
Please, come on.
First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Abstain from all appearance of evil.
Mm-hmm.
The word evil means to be morally bad or wicked.
Come.
You sitting down with another man's wife, it proves that you lack understanding with respect to morality.
Come.
That's not something I would do. I would never want to sit down with your rib, or because I'm not trying to violate my brother like that. I love you more than I love, her, or my desire or the lust that I would have for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Our relationship is far more valuable as royalty.
And that's the same thing that David had with Jonathan. And a Christian would say they don't understand the scripture when they said his love for Jonathan surpassed the love of a woman.
Right.
Brotherhood, right?
Right, sir. But David's love for Uriah should have superseded his lust for Bathsheba.
But it superseded his what?
His lust for Bathsheba.
And that's what we starting at. So we talk about what we're doing as a people. Understanding that, Darash, is that's our survival. That's our survival, okay? That was the end of that?
Sir.
Keep going.
Lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction.
Fall into what?
Into destruction.
And what is this saying, Darash? What's the latter part of that saying? Read it for me again.
We're in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her.
Unless thine heart incline unto her. Go ahead.
And so through thy desire thou fall into destruction.
Now, what is this saying?
Lest thine heart incline unto her. That's the part we talk about.
Right. So start that first. So what does that mean?
So lest thine heart incline unto her. Well, we first got to get the definition of incline, what that means.
Hey, Alexa.
I got it.
What's the definition of incline?
As a verb, incline is usually defined as to deviate from the vertical or horizontal, slant. As a noun, incline is usually defined as an inclined surface, slope, slant. For more, ask me to give you more definitions.
Alexa, stop. She ain't got no game. Come on, Darash.
Right. So it says, lest thine heart incline unto her, which means to bow to her, to pretty much, give in to her. So when it says, lest thine heart, your mind, your heart, you're giving your mind and your heart unto her.
Right.
You didn't decided to bow down and give in to her. So that's what that's referring to.
To give in to her. And how does that happen?
How does that happen? It happens because, like we were saying before, you didn't ask if she had a husband.
Thank you. Thank you. Give him a hand, y'all. I'm glad you said that first. Because that could have been the only answer, Darash. Because if you would not been inclined, if you were asked, do you belong to somebody else? Are you having sex with somebody else? Of course, she don't know she in the world. Girl, you too fine about here by yourself. You mean you ain't got nobody like that? I got a few friends. When last time you seen that brother? We know he don't want to act right. And what they be saying, Buck, y'all. Am I making that up? He don't want to act right. He don't want to act right. The hell that's supposed to mean? Shit, Salakia. Right. Come on.
Now, Salakia, if I may, another precept as a caveat.
Let's do it.
Salakia.
This is class. So if you logged into class and I had a topic, but for some strange reason, this is where we at. And I'm going right there, okay? Come on.
So Officer Darash pulled, lest thine heart incline unto her.
Come.
So heart is synonymous with the mind.
Come.
The precept is in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3.
Go ahead.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. That the head of every man is Christ.
So you saying the fact that if that man is inclined, he's not thinking about Christ. Right. The way he's thinking is she's on his mind, not being obedient and keeping his discipline. That's right. That's why Christ is saying to the woman, From the very beginning. That's why I went into the woman that when he approached said you got 5 husbands. If we went into it with that mindset in Christ, he wasn't inclined to what she wanted. He was inclined to making sure he was subject unto the law, statutes, and commandments of what already been played out in history and how we lived as a nation of people. If we remember the history and the things of old, we can save ourselves a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. But if we throw away the things that were meant for our good and our learning that is in the Bible, we're going to continue a cycle of hurt and pain. We want to preserve our children from going through this. I tell my son, hey son, hey, wait a minute. She talking to some other boy. Hey, man, move around. Don't even pay her no mind. Just remember that, because you don't want to be now some brother mean mugging you on what? On her big ass forehead. She ain't even that cute anyway. You want to go through all this trouble, and now you damn near pissing on yourself, or then you got to pull out your Gerard. Say for instance, you got your gun, you got your high point. Or your Beretta. He got his Beretta, and he hear that key goes through the door. And in your mind, you got to think like, damn, am I have to fight for my life? I'm gonna have to kill a brother for this? And she could be beautiful all get out. But any brother knows that if you're gonna put yourself in harm's way, it better be something that's worth it. And most of the time, when you've been falling into the lust and the lies of a woman, you instantly realize that it's what? It's not worth it. It's not worth the headache. How do we know this? Because you lay down with a woman and she calls you and tell you that she's pregnant, you goes to your mind, God damn, she ain't even worth it. Not like that, but damn, man, she pregnant. Shit. So we keeping it? Because if she's worth it, that's a question that you're not even answering. You don't even fathom that in your mind. That's why I've realized and learned this truth. The foundation of building something starts way before the idea of when I can I lay in the bed with her. And it can become a mistake too, Akim. You're not always going to get it right. But we come to class to listen to the priests and prophets of the Lord. That's why the woman said at the well, I perceive you to be a prophet. I can't get over on you. Come on with it, Bunk, y'all.
No, so like if I may, we got a question.
Come on.
In the chat. Ribba Kodam states, as a woman, what advice can you give another woman that is in a bad relationship but can't get out?
What do you consider a bad relationship? I would start there first, because a bad relationship isn't y'all having a disagreement. A bad relationship is you have to, I would always say you have to seek counsel on what you consider a bad relationship. I would start there first, because oftentimes we don't have bad relationships. It's extremely hard for us to find a way to communicate when we're solely based on making sure that the other person understands how each one in the marriage or the relationship feels. The truth is, a woman may not ever understand how a man feels. Brothers, it's extremely hard for you to understand how a woman feels. The one thing we have to put in mind is we're together. We're together. Come on.
The sister says, toxic, verbal abuse, red flags everywhere.
Well, once again, I'm gonna give you an answer, but it's gonna be very it's gonna be broad. Okay, I want to answer. Give me evil woman, evil man do to evil. Give me that one. But I'm gonna give you the positive first, sis. I always like to give the positive, and then I'm gonna go to the scripture that kind of, if Lord willing, I'll be able to answer the question according to what the word of the Lord says. Okay, it's amazing how if a sister's in a bad relationship, ask her to come to class. Am I right, Ayathan? Ask that sister to begin to come to class. Ask her to show up and sit down and start to listen to the priests and prophets of the Lord. And once she began to listen to the priests of the prophet of the Lord, she'll most of the time we understand there's a level of accountability that we have once we start coming into this school. Meaning, if somebody says something to you a certain way, if you feel offended, well, there's a way to even say something to somebody, even though they've offended you. But if somebody says something crazy to a sister or brother, and you respond with the same crazy amount and what they talk to you, then guess what's happening? Nobody's getting anywhere, Darash. If I call you MF for no reason, what you gonna call me?
The same, sir.
Yeah. If I call a sister a bitch for no reason, what you think she gonna call me?
Same
A
thing.
bitch ass nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But we learn to coming in this class to watch what we say to one another, because our tongues become weapons against each other. That doesn't mean everything gonna be perfect and rainbows, Bonky, y'all.
Right.
That don't mean you're not gonna have those. Stop playing with me today. Ain't. So that verbal abuse is understanding that, guess what? We're in this thing together. And the real enemy is on the outside of these doors. Because I would hope that if we're in a marriage and we get harassed by cops, I would pray that you call me with something that's wrong. Instead of the last time we hear each other's voice, it's when we're in an argument. You understand what I'm saying? I would pray that we have some type of bond, no matter what we're dealing with, that when hell, when rubber meets the road, you still a brother or sister that I can call. You understand what I'm saying? So first understand that changing our lives and coming into this school take precedence of every other thing that you can think of that you want to try that's in the world. There's nothing you can tell somebody that's in the world to change that they're going to do that's going to change their life, because they're not changing their lives until they come in here, if that makes sense. I can tell somebody 1,000 times, stop smoking, stop selling dope, stop this, stop that. But until they see that what they're doing is a problem and causing all the issues that in their house, in their families, with their children, on their slaveries, if they don't understand that, then they're going to do what? They're going to continue down that same path. Right. Real change coming up with realizing that, guess what? I am destroying myself. That's how all of us ended up into these classrooms. Now here go the other thing, sis. Now, say for instance, that sister come to this school and she's in a toxic, abusive relationship. Tell that sister to go live while she's in class and swing the camera around. Because you know, if she's in an abusive relationship, what is that man doing, Darash? When every time she go live, what he doing? No. What he doing, Ayathan? This sister is in an abusive relationship. And this sister come into class and she sit down and she go live on her phone. What is that brother doing 9 times out of 10? What he gonna be doing?
Probably watching it.
He gonna be watching it. Give the right hand. Yeah, he watching it live. Yeah, he watching everything that she doing. So think about this. He's watching her live. She's sitting in class and she swing that damn camera around. And she see this nigga over here, this monkey, y'all, this big mountain of a man right here. You see him? And he got this strong, austere look on his face. Look at his face. He gonna be like, damn, I don't know. He may be sizing him up. Then she turned the camera around again. She see Kawal. Oh, it's 2 of them in there. And she turned that camera around again. And she see you, Darius. He see you. Damn, it's 3 niggas in that class. She turned that camera around. He see Ayathan. Damn, it's fun. He see brothers in there. So now he understand that, guess what? That sister, because she decided to come to class, she is not what? No, she's not what? She's not alone.
Okay.
She's not alone. And she get home and she start playing them classes out loud about going to council. Huh? And how strong is she? And we said, Shalom, how about she about bro? Nigga gonna be like, damn, them niggas. You do that. If we go into a football game, you hear everybody saying, we ready. What you thinking in your mind? Them niggas ready to play ball over there. So what you think a brother's watching online when he hear us say, how about Shimon Shabrak? But them brothers strong over there. Them brothers strong over there. She's not by herself. So that means, guess what, Darash? As a man, I might want to watch what I talk to her. I might want to watch what I say to her. Ask them to come to class, sis. That's the first thing. Ask them to come to class and be around an environment that is not toxic. So that way she can change and see what it feels like to be in a non-toxic environment. Ask that sister to come around and be around other sisters that moved away from toxic environments. And guess what? Then you have access to one of the greatest counselors on the face of this earth, General Hyman. And any toxic relationship, any abuse, any red flags that she gonna deal with, I have to see first. She get counsel from the greatest counselor on the face of the earth, under commanding Junior YAHANNA. First, she got to come into this class. She got to come in here, cause she go and sit down on Dr. Phil's couch. What the hell you think she gonna get? She gonna get a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. If she go and sit down on that Christian pastor church on his couch, you know, she's sitting on a whole bunch of semen over there. She better not drop her phone on the floor and it go up under the sofa. She gonna get some panties on it. She mess around, grab some panties under the sofa. She, oh, wait a minute. Huh? She gonna get cut in more than one way. Ask that sister to come to class. Invite them into the truth that you value. The thing that you value the most, you got to show the change that's been in you. So that way, when they hear these things and they ask you these questions, say, come to class. This thing worked for me and my husband. This thing worked for me and my household. We got to be more expressive about the change that's in our lives instead of just trying to get along with every goddamn body. Say, fuck them. Salaki. And I don't mean it in the bad way. I mean like Ephraim, as in my lifestyle is better than yours.
That's right.
My leaders are better than yours. I have a relationship with the Most High and you don't. And that's not to say that if when you come in here, you won't have to deal with things, but you're going to get the proper knowledge and tutelage and guidance that you'll need. Now, if you adhere to it, it'll work for you. But if you hear it and it goes in one ear and out the other, then you're never going to change.
Right.
They have to come in here, sis. This is the refuge that we all need for real change to happen in our lives. This is it. I wish I could tell you some other way, but there is no other way, because I'm sure that if somebody's in a toxic relationship and been through red flags, they'll tell you that they've what, Darash? I tried everything. You ain't came to class. I bet you ain't tried that. I guarantee it, because I ain't never seen you. But I got a verse I want to give to you too, and that's how I know that we are better than any Christian church that you can ever sit down in. And this is another proper understanding of why I said that we have to come to class. Okay, read that verse for me, Bunk, y'all. If you think will it.
Most likely.
Okay.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 22.
Go ahead.
And harlot shall be accounted as spittle.
As what?
As spittle.
So a harlot is not a virtuous woman. If a sister's acting like a whore, of course, the man is not, he's not going to have any, he's not going to see her as being valuable. He's going to see her just spittle. Something of that can happen on a day-to-day basis, and I neither gain or lose anything from this spittle that's coming out of my damn mouth. I'm going to continue to speak. If a man sees a woman like that, he's going to treat her as such. If she's acting like a whore and doing things as a whore would do, then guess what? She's going to get treated as such. Because that man is not going to have any rest thinking like my house is safe when he know he got a whore at home. How can a nigga rest? Nigga ain't got no damn rest. You don't know who been jumping up and down on that damn woman. Every time you look at her in her goddamn face, you thinking like, who dick you had today? Salakia. This children's show. This children's show. Salakia. Let me. I ain't gonna get too vulgar. But as a man, you don't want to deal with that. That's not a good place for a man. And as a woman, you should never want to put your man in that position. You hear what I'm saying? As a man, that's not what you want to do. Because we talk about how a man should go back to a woman that's laid down with another man. Because certain things you just can't get out of your mind. It's extremely hard. Extremely hard for a man to do. And a sister, you should never want to put your husband in a place. You should abstain from the appearance of evil. It shouldn't even look like you having a conversation, an inappropriate conversation with a man. Right. Because your reputation is on the line. If you love that man, remember that your reputation is on the line. And that you expect for him to lay down his life for you if something ever go wrong. So why would you want to put him in a position where he could see you as a what? Harlot, as spittle. Don't put him in that position. Keep going.
But a married woman.
But a what?
A married woman.
Go ahead.
Is a tower against death to her husband.
A married woman. So this is a distinguishing the value of a woman that knows that she's what, Darash?
So like you. Say that again.
This distinguishes a woman who knows that she is what?
Married.
Versus a woman that's a
harlot.
A woman that knows she got a man, she's gonna ask, hey, sis, you got a man? Con, yes, I have a man. You see that? Now you as a man, now you can't play with that. That's right. Only dumbass niggas play with that. You know what they say? You can't have no friend. He's not a friend when you hear that goddamn key go through that door, then. That's the Undertaker that you hear coming through the door now. But you want to be a friend. A woman wouldn't do that. A woman wouldn't allow you to come through the door knowing that she has a husband. A woman wouldn't do that. A married woman would not do that. But what woman would, Darash? A whore would do that. That's why she's counted as what? Spittle. A woman is virtuous. She's virtuous. She's moral character, standards, upright, beautiful inside and outside. Not just in her face, but her ways, her speech. Nah, that's a Wi-Fi. But a whore, you ain't no telling what's gonna come out of her mouth. Shit. Good night. She cursed like a what, Darash?
Sailor.
Oh shit. Which also shows that a similarity of her being a soldier or a man. Come on.
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
A wicked woman.
A wicked what?
A wicked woman.
Come on.
Is given as a portion to a wicked man.
This is what we have to be careful of, sis, when we're talking about our families that's in the world. You know, they go through things simply because they're not in here. They go through things simply because of the decision that they make of being what? Wicked. She could be smoking weed. Now, every real nigga know this. You smoking weed. You going to the weed man? Well, he hooked you up. He gave you a QP. What? He hooked you up for what? What did he hook you up for? He just hooking you up, huh? Okay. But what, as soon as both of y'all get high, then he want to go upside your head. Come on, Nathan.
So like it, sir. What's so heavy about what you're saying is like a lot of times sisters don't think or consider maybe you the toxic one. Maybe you the one with the red flags. Maybe you the verbal abuser. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say that a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. Y'all didn't just coincidentally get together.
Yeah.
Maybe both of y'all wicked.
Yeah.
Maybe you just as wicked as this nigga is.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's why you there, because you just as wicked.
Yeah.
You may be the verbal abuser.
Yeah, you show it. You was attracted. Give him a hand. He showed right. He showed right. That's why I said when I answered the question from the beginning, I hope I wasn't too broad, but any brother or sister, let me lay this down clear so we understand. This is the place that we're taught the value of brotherhood and sisterhood. Right. law, statutes, and commandments. This is how we come and we learn these things. You build up a conscience about what you do and what you don't do. But in the world, our brothers and sisters never gain the strength that we're supposed to have. So we continue in the ways of this world, these ways of destruction. And we have a long line of history of families and relationships that are all going sour because we don't have that foundation of the Bible and the truth of the Bible that only you can gain by being in I.S.U.P.K. Now you can learn some things that most people would consider a form of wisdom, sis. You know what I'm saying, brothers? You know, you can hear, you know, relationship advice and the psychology of relationships, and people often talking about that. But if you don't put the Most High in it, it's good. It's good talking points. It's good talking points. You got to put the Most High in it. That brother got to be attached to Christ. He has to be doing the work. He got to understand his position and role and for his people, for his house. Sisters, you got to understand how you're viewing that man in your house. If you see him as just another, if you looking at him as just that, how can he be your savior? And I don't mean like Christ. I mean like, I do mean like Christ, but you look at your husband as being your savior. Not like savior, like, you know, like that. I mean, like, if something happens, if your car breaks down, oh man, you said, what do strangers say? You must be a godsend. Never hear people say something like that? That's how you should view your husband. That's how you should view your wives too, husbands. She must be a godsend. I'm talking that sugar honey iced tea. But it's not easy, Daraj. It's not an easy thing, brother. But that's the thing we should honestly think about from the minute you say what?
Before you decide to sleep with another man's wife.
Or to even say what?
Or ask the woman if she has a husband
There
or
you
another
go.
man.
Yeah. Before you even, when you look at her, you better be listening. You better be considering all things. Considering all things. And the minute she says, oh, I just got friends, you should pat yourself on the back. Because you know what that means. Men know what that means. That's where. That's in I.S.U.P.K.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Coming in here, learning the truth sets us apart from any bullshit that we could get caught up in, the snares and the traps that are in the world. Coming in here, and even this simple topic tonight, it wasn't even my topic. But the Lord was this what the Most High want. So the minute you say, hey, what's happening? Good night, baby girl. See you. My name's Darash. I run things around here. Before you even open your mouth, Darash, because you know you're such a handsome fella now. You know, they fall for you. The minute you play that Bone Thugs and Harmony, it's over with. Them women love that. Nah, all jokes aside, though, real talk, those are the things that we have to consider as brothers, right? Sisters, y'all share the same restrictions and guidelines that we have. A brother approaching you, you should feel offended that, I mean, yeah, you know, I know I look, thank you, bro, I'm okay. But you doing, if you go to Google and Gaga and smiling too goddamn much, you should watch yourself. That's right. If that brother, you make that brother feel so comfortable that he's inviting you out for dinner or something, you don't miss something. You know what I'm saying? How because you wouldn't feel comfortable going home telling your husband that you got invited out for dinner, because your husband gonna be like, what the hell he say to you? What did you say to him? Right. Well, what the hell y'all were talking about? But if you put yourself in that position, we went over the scriptures tonight. Brothers, if you put yourself in that position, we went over the scriptures tonight. If you have any more questions about it, sis, I want to say the water for asking the question. Great question. That's a great question. But I also want to double back to, we have to come into this school. We got to come into this school. Our strength, somebody who's going through abuse and all those things, they need the strength. They don't need a pat on the back. They need correction so real change can take place. This is a place where you don't just get talked to. You know what I'm saying? You get taught, not talked to. It's a difference. All right. And with that, if we don't have no more questions, I'm going to turn the class over to Officer Rashamat. Y'all clap it up.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10 in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial of blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month, which falls on a Friday, which is September the 11th this year. And you read about that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 through 25. Following the Day of Atonement, which is the 10th day of the 7th month, which falls on a Sunday, September the 20th of this year. And you can also read about that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 27 through 32. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Amajim. Men of Israel are going to render one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat, Yadamata, Sar. Turn and face the sisters. Sisters, Amajim. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashim, Yahweh Shai. Yadamata, class dismissed.